Ride or Die, the spy comedy is a decoy. This is a show about the quiet, desperate curation of midlife identity, and Judith's silence was never protocol. It was the last clean room she owned. Debbie needed her to stay in it just as badly. Judith didn't keep the secret to keep Debbie alive. She kept it because Debbie was the only person on earth who looked at her and saw someone slightly dramatic. Someone who drinks too much wine and complains about her garden. That was the luxury, not the money. And once you see that, the assassin plot stops being the point. This is a show about what two women in their 50s will do to protect the version of themselves they have spent 30 years constructing. When your entire existence is transaction, blood, and hypervigilance, there is exactly one commodity you cannot buy. A room where nobody is scanning you for threat. Debbie was that room. To tell her would be to let the rot in. And the moment Debbie knows, it's over permanently. Judith becomes a weapon in every room she walks into for the rest of her life. Not a friend who happens to kill people, a killer who happens to be present. There's no returning from that. Now, here's where the show gets brave and where most people are going to look away. Debbie is not the innocent party. She's the audience surrogate, the grounded every woman, the long-suffering wife, and her entire life is built on willful blindness and small domestic cover-ups. Judith trades in global lethal deceptions. Debbie trades in petty ones. The scale is different, the mechanism is identical. Manage the information, protect the illusion, never look directly at the thing. So the friendship isn't a victim of Judith's lie, it's a joint venture. Debbie needs Judith to be harmless because if Judith is ordinary, then Debbie's compromised little life reads as normal by comparison. Two women, 30 years, each holding the other's cover story. They didn't build a friendship, they built matching avatars and agreed never to check under them. Anna, okay. And then the show does something most of these things never bother to do. It shows you the version of Judith that never got a Debbie. Anna stayed inside the machine, no clean room, no witness, no ordinary self held in trust by anybody, just the syndicate's reflection of her, which only ever showed her a weapon. So read her fixation on Judith correctly. This isn't a professional rivalry, it's envy. Violent, specific, and about the one thing the system was built to deny them both. Judith got affection. Judith got to be harmless somewhere. To Anna, a woman holding both lethality and genuine warmth isn't a colleague who got lucky. She's proof the deal was breakable and that Anna simply never got offered it. That's unforgivable in a way no contract ever is, which is why the run across Europe doesn't destroy the dynamic, it's acid, not a wedge. Three things dissolve in order. 1. Nobody maintains a 30-year avatar under active gunfire. There isn't time, and there's no privacy to rebuild it in. 2. The monster versus victim binary collapses. Different currencies, same trade. Judith dealt in blood, Debbie dealt in bank statements she didn't open. And 3. This is the one the genre almost never earns. They don't survive despite the truth surfacing. They survive because of it. Once the performance burns off, honesty is the only asset either of them has left to run on. So the road trip was never an escape from a syndicate, it was a reckoning that finally ran out of room to be postponed. Ride or Die sounds like a promise, it isn't. It's a bill that comes due the second one of you gets seen. At the end of the day, Ride or Die isn't asking whether two assassins can outrun an empire. It's asking if two women who built 30 years of armor out of pleasantries and domestic cover stories can look at the raw, unvarnished version of each other and still stay in the car. They don't survive because they are heroes. They survive because when you strip away the assassin and the housewife, they are the only two people alive who know the exact cost of the performance. This is Reels with Feel, where I break down the character arcs behind the chaos. Drop your thoughts below, subscribe for the next breakdown, and let's talk. Thanks for watching.
Somebody wanted me to find it.
DC. Debbie Claiborne. Those are my initials.
It's me. What are my initials doing?
Debbie,
on
will you
this?
wait? Will you just calm down?
Calm